Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Starting with this lesson, taking a look at the basic shell. As we've progressed through the course, you've heard me talk about and seen me use the command line some. So we have the basic shell and we're going to look at how the shell interprets commands for translation and execution. The standard Linux shell, bash, or the born-again shell is both a command line interpreter and a programming language, and here we have a little snippet of the command line and some output. So let's take a look at this example and see what we have on our screen. First, we have the command prompt itself. The command prompt is a short text string at the beginning of the command line. Linux command prompts typically show the current user, in this case cloud_user, and the current host represented here by IP 100.1.1.0, and the current working directory represented here by a tilde. This tilde means we're in our home directory, and this is something we'll get into when we look at home directories. The command prompt is easily modified to show more or less information than this as desired. The $sign at the end of the string, right here, denotes that the current user is an unprivileged or normal user, and that the interface is ready to receive input. The input is then sent to the interpreter to be parsed and executed. Bash or the born-again shell is the most common interpreter. However, there are lots of others available, some of which that do not use the $sign. So that is the command prompt itself, user at host and current directory, $sign to signify the command prompt is ready for input, as well as signifying we are a standard user. So directly after the command prompt is a command. In this case, it's ls. Commands are entered as texts after the command line prompt and are parsed by the interpreter and then executed by the shell as a process. Commands are entered as text into the input stream, notice STDIN or STDIN. These commands adhere to a syntax as defined by the interpreter or current shell. The commands entered may be as simple as invoking a single application or utility, or as complex as redirecting the output from one command utility to another, while iterating through a logical loop. The ability to redirect this output as well as apply logic to a large number of useful GNU utilities and applications makes the command line a powerful tool for systems administration and automation. That's a mouthful, and we're going to look at some examples of that, particularly around syntax, as well as redirecting, when we get into some more advanced lessons in this course. So we have a command prompt. We enter a command, we're going to receive some output. This is the command output. The output of the entered command is displayed on the line following the command itself. Commands are sent for execution by using the enter key. This output is then sent to one of two streams. We send input through STDIN or STDIN. This is a stream going in. The output is then sent out to one of two streams, STDOUT or STDOUT or STDERR STDERR. Both screens will print to the screen by default. However, the output may be changed with redirection or pipeline. So we've sent our input in through STDIN. The output is going to come out through STDOUT or STDERR. Both are going to go to the display. However, we could send one or both, either redirected into somewhere where we'll never see it or piped into another command itself. So we look at that process here is within this dotted line. We have the terminal or user interface. We have our hands on the keyboard and our eyes on the display. We're going to send commands into the system through stream 0 or a STDIN. It is going to create a process, and then the output is going to come to our display through stream 1, which is STDOUT, or stream 2, which is STDERR. So what is happening is we are sending a command to the interpreter. The interpreter is going to parse that input. It is then going to execute it and provide us back a result. Now, this looks a little complicated. It's really not. All you have to do is remember that your output is either going to be regular output, which is STDOUT right here, or it's going to be error output, which is STDERR. And the way we can leverage these two different outputs is, let's say we're running something and it is very verbose, that is to say it provides a lot of output and all we want to see are errors. We can redirect the regular output somewhere where we won't see it, maybe into a log file or something like that, while being able to watch for errors, or we could do vice versa. So to follow this example, I have right here. So here is the command prompt for my local Ubuntu installation. We have my user, SuperfineTech at localhost. You now know that this tilde represents my home directory and that the $sign is the end of the command prompt, letting me know it's ready for commands. I'm in my home directory for SuperFineTech at this host. I'm an unprivileged user and the command prompt is ready for command and I can type ls. This will be the command that I give it. ls simply lists the files or directories in my current directory and I see that I have many files, like I have file 1, file 2, file 3, and file 4 etc., just as the example here. If I was a privileged user, let's say I was the root user, I would have a £sign right here instead of the $sign. That is how Bash lets me know I am the root user, and of course the root user has full administrative access to everything in this installation. That wraps up this lesson on the basic shell. In the next lesson, we're going to take a deeper look at command line syntax. This lesson is now complete. Thanks for watching our video. If you found it informative, please like and share it with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more exciting content.